What's up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast. I got a special guest here today. Yes, I'm not one to take his credentials. I'm going to let him tell you about himself. What's up, big dog?
How you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm blessed, man. So tell the audience a little bit about you, what you do, why you do it.
Yeah.
I want you to tell your story, because I don't like to tell nobody's story, though.
So my name is Michael Archery. I'm the co-founder and client acquisitionist at OM Media. We're a full-service video production company. We work with companies like Porsche, Chick-fil-A, Tips Treats, just to name a few, making awesome content.
Yes,
I've also directed a feature-length documentary, Black Men in White Coats, focusing on the lack of Black men in healthcare and how that affects health disparities.
That's true.
That's a whole topic we can get into. And then outside of that, I'm also a professional speaker, so I go around talking to the youth, right? 16 to 24. I say the youth, but young adults, right? Go around talking to young adults because I believe, as my search say, you're not a product of your environment. You're a product of how you respond to your environment.
I love that.
So that's what I'm doing, man. Just got done talking to some kids today.
Yeah, man. So this is the thing. I love chopping it up, talking about like different things. So I want to talk a little bit about the mindset, because I went and looked at your Instagram and I'm like, man, I love the way you're doing your videos, though.
Appreciate you.
You know what I'm saying? Some of the topics, and then, you got the look away, you just really diving in. So talk a little bit about content creation. Why is it so important for your business, though?
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been a content creator my entire life.
Okay,
right?
okay.
That's how I make money. But it's been making content for other people.
Ooh, talk
and
about
so
it.
I'm hitting 30. I turned 30 in about 2 months.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, it's time to make content for myself.
So you had to go in front of the, you was behind the screen.
I've been behind the camera, right? I'm still behind the camera.
I got you.
When it comes to the edits, when it comes to all of that.
Okay.
But it was time as I'm approaching 30. I'm like, okay, it's time for me to invest in myself. It's time for me to be a little selfish.
That's
right?
good. I
gave everybody the good content, the gems, the nuggets. Now it's time for me to utilize it myself. I got a message to say.
Come on.
And I got the team, the cameras, the equipment to be able to do it.
So when did you get that aha moment, though? Talk about that. Talk about that aha moment. You know what? It's time for me to create this content.
Yeah. So I'll take it on a more serious note. So single mother, I was raised by my mom and my grandma.
Okay.
And in November of last year, right after Thanksgiving, my grandmother took sick. Right? She had a fall and she never recovered for it and ended up passing away in February.
Okay.
And just being a entrepreneur, I'm doing a little bit of the speaking, but I'm really just focusing on making the money, right? I'm in the midst of the business. You're talking about the invoices and the client management, all of that stuff, right? And it made me start to realize, okay, what do I really want to do with my time? Like losing a loved one, seeing someone sick, balancing the business and the work life. It starts to make you really put everything into perspective.
That's true.
And so when I'm reflecting, I'm like, okay, what do I really want to do? What do I really want to spend my time on?
So you start tapping into that why.
I start tapping harder. It's always been there.
Okay, it's been there.
It's always been there, but it's always been about getting and staying out of the circumstances in which I came from, right?
That's
when you live in paycheck to paycheck, you in that rat race. So that's always been the why.
Okay.
But it started to get deeper when you start to see, like I said, a loved one ill, when you start to really reflect, hey, I'm getting closer to 30. Like, I ain't old, but I sure ain't young no more.
Yeah, I feel you.
And so you start to think, what do I want to spend my time on? And it was like, man, I got to lean into this content, right? I've been a good videographer, but I don't feel like that's my quote unquote calling. I don't feel like that's, my ministry, whatever word you want to use. But I always felt it with the public speaking and just to go and correlate to the public speaking, it's the content.
And I tell people all the time, man, content is the new currency.
It is.
So let's talk about it.
It is.
The problem is whoever create the most content gonna make the most money.
Yeah.
The reason why is because what's the thing now? Reels. People looking for like short form video. People don't. The long form videos are good, but if you can have a long form video like this, and then you can chop it up into parts. That's how you can make 10, 20 videos out of one segment.
100%.
So I think it comes with the mindset when it comes to everything. So the journey, because I want to talk about the journey, because I think we got some of the same story. Single parent household, trying to figure out this thing. It's like my aha moment was when I started this brand was about, and I'm gonna tell you my age though.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you my age. I got the aha moment in 1999.
Okay.
Ooh, tell you my age, man. I'm 43.
Okay.
So I got the aha moment. I'm like, man, I want to change lives, but I couldn't figure out like how to do it.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to release my book.
Okay.
Took me about 10 years to release my book. But I realized, like, man, the grind, the struggle, the mindset, and what it takes. But seeing my mom struggle, that's what pushed me.
That's the why.
That's the why.
That's the why.
And It's important. You said something about getting out the rat race.
Yeah.
I tell people, rats chase what? Cheese.
Yeah.
We consider cheese what?
Money. Bread. Yeah.
But check this out. If you spell rats backwards, you become a star.
Yeah.
When you stop chasing your money and chase your dreams.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, man, I had a shout out to Ricky Booker of the Breakfast Brothers up in Dallas. I had him on a podcast and he said, I don't chase the bag, I make the bag chase me.
Come on.
That's a bar. And so again, that's what content is about, that delayed gratification. I'm making all this content. You may not reap any benefits from this content now, but you putting it out there in the ether and it's gonna come back to you tenfold. You're talking about the consistency in the content, making the good content. So that's what I'm about now. For the last 8 years, I've been in business 8 years, I have chased clients, right? Now I'm chasing fans.
Ooh,
and I think that's
the
difference between being a rat and being the star. Because when you're the star, when you're making the content, when you're doing the public speaking, when you're putting all this intellectual property in the world, you begin to develop fans and not just clients.
And that's so deep. So they got a game I like to play. I call it the word game.
Okay.
I'm going to say a word and tell you the acronym. And then you tell me what that means to you.
Okay.
First word is hope. Acronym. Help other people excel. What's your thoughts on that?
Learn, earn, and return.
Talk about it.
So, hey, I had to get out there and get the education for myself.
Come on.
I had to go out there and get the money myself. And now I'm going back to the school like I did today to return it all. So that's what it's about, helping everyone.
Poor. Passing over opportunity repeatedly. What's your mindset on that?
Generational curses. And a lot of times when you're passing up these opportunities, it's because you don't know what you don't know. You don't even see the opportunities. Right? We got blinders on. If you're in that generational poverty cycle, that's all you know. And so you can't even realize the opportunities that are potentially in front of you because you only can see one way.
Man, I love that. Rich. Residual income creates happiness. What's your mindset on that?
So I got another quote for you.
Okay.
Happiness, shout out to Muhammad Faris. He said happiness is a byproduct of productivity. A lot of people chase happiness. I'm not trying to chase happiness. I'm chasing productivity. I'm chasing that residual income. I'm chasing that freedom. And happiness can be a byproduct of all of that.
That's good. That's good. And I think all that comes with the mindset. All that comes
100%.
with understanding where you're going. Denial. Acronym. Don't even notice I am lying. What's your mindset on that?
Yeah, shout out to Bryant, just did her podcast. I'm just giving everybody else content away. She said denial kills progress. You can't go anywhere if you're not being truthful with yourself. So denial kills progress. That's a big one. So shout out to Bryant Stevens.
Money.
All right, money.
Momentarily owned, not externally yours. It's just a tool.
It's just a tool. Make your money, make money. You said it for me. I can't even say it yet. Yeah, money is credit. Credit the same way. You got to learn how to leverage it. And that comes with education. I know Mark Winton talks about it all the time. He flips houses, right? And does wholesales. It's all about making that money, educating yourself on where to put the money, and you let the money work for you. It's all about having specialized education. Once you got the specialized education, the money can work for you.
Man. So take us on the journey. So how do you wake up every day and stay motivated? Because this is some people's problem. They can't stay motivated.
Yeah.
They start, but it's like 6 months, they don't see results.
Yeah.
A year. It's like, so how do you stay motivated? Like what kind of encouraging words can you tell people how to stay motivated?
Yeah, I say I don't stay motivated.
Okay.
Because I'm human. Right?
Okay.
And life gets hard.
It do.
And it punches you in the chest.
Every
and it
day.
sucks sometimes. Right?
do.
I tell people this all the time. I wake up at 4:30 a.m. every morning. I woke up at 4:42 this morning. I hit snooze once. But I wake up at 4:30 a.m. every morning. There's not a morning where I'm like, man, I'm ready to go. I don't want to get back in bed. Every single morning, I want to get back in bed.
Okay.
But it's all about that internal dialogue with yourself. I tell people this all the time. You have to have halftime with yourself. Right? And that halftime may be every 3 months. It may be once a year. Or it may be every 3 days. But you got to take a step back and remember why you're doing this. Have that internal dialogue. Because in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe I'm wrong. In my opinion, I'm a big Kobe fan. On my T-shirt right here, I got Kobe's on. R.I.P. to the Black Mamba. But even Kobe, in my opinion, no one is consistent consistently. Like, we humans, you gonna fall.
You
gonna mess up.
That's true.
You gonna get tired.
That's true.
You gonna sleep just a little bit in. Even if, for me, sleeping in is 5:30. But you human, right? So you got to be able to, when you fall, when you stumble, when you have backtrack, it's about how you get up and how you move forward from when you fall, not if you fall. You're going to fall. And if you ain't fall, you ain't reaching high enough.
So how somebody say, okay, it sounds good. That sounds good.
Yeah.
But I need to be motivated. So it's important that people read books. It's important that people find a mentor.
Yeah.
And I like to talk about this because I look at a mentor like a GPS. You live in Dallas.
Yes.
If you do not give me your address, but you tell me where you live and I don't put it in my GPS.
Yeah.
How long will it take me to find you?
You're going to be going around the same block.
Okay.
Yeah.
A mentor is a GPS.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It tells you how long it's going to take you to get there. It tells you you could take an alternate route.
Yeah.
So how important is a mentor to you?
Yeah, it's interesting. I got to come back to everything. I say I don't have a mentor. I got a board of directors.
Talk about it.
So I got a board of directors. I have individuals. A lot of them have been clients that I've been exposed to. I have a lot of individuals that I can call based upon a situation. And some of the individuals are maybe younger than me, right? I got a guy, shout out to Lloyd, 20 years old, right? Doing e-commerce, got TikTok popping. When I need social media advice, I go to him. He's my board of directors on social media stuff. And he's 19. I'm 30. Because he got the juice.
Yeah, he got
the juice,
I
right?
love it.
Now, when I need to go and do something sales related, I got, shout out to Mr. Edie. I got my Mr. Edie dude in the 70s that done sold deals for years, right? He gonna tell you how to get in the meeting, how to carry yourself, what to say, how to do it. So I have my board of directors that I go to. And as you said, it's all about them giving you that direction based upon their past experiences.
Yes.
But to take it to your point really quick, you talked about getting more granular. I'm always like that on my podcast. Get granular. You said all of this fluffy duff stuff about being motivated, but tell me how you get how you actually do it. For me, two things. I'm a big goal writer.
Okay.
Every single morning, maybe not every morning. 3 to 4 times a week. I'll be honest with myself.
Yeah.
3 to 4 times a week, I get up and I write my goals down.
I love
and
that.
It can be, hey, how much money I want to make? Hey, what car I want to, and I'm specific, right?
Yeah, you gotta be.
I want a Porsche 911 GT3 RS in Arctic gray. Like, I know exactly what I want.
Come on,
write
the vision, make it plain.
And I write it down. I know what I want, when I want it, how I want to get it, right?
Yes.
And I break it all down. Even with my wife, even before she was my girlfriend, before my fiance, I'm like, hey, this is my best friend for the last 10 years, gonna be my wife.
Come on.
Right? And it was in the book.
I love it.
Right? So you got to be able to write it down. And when you write it down, it becomes real. And then, in my opinion, your actions start to reflect it. Once you make it real to you,
you can go get it.
You can go get it, but it comes with the actions afterwards. So that's number one. And then number two, you talked about reading books. I'm an avid reader from when I graduated college. I didn't like reading books in high school. I didn't like reading books in college.
Me either.
I didn't read nothing.
I don't know how I wrote that book.
I didn't read anything. But from the age of 22 to about 24, I read about 50 or 60 books, and it changed my life. And they attribute the quote to Malcolm X, but they say if you want to hide anything from a black person, put it between the cover of a book.
Yes, sir.
And I quickly learned. I'm having these meetings with these CEOs that's older than me. They don't look like me. I'm the youngest person in the room. I'm the darkest person in the room. I got to go and educate myself. A classroom ain't going to teach me. The people in my family don't know. They don't know. So I had to go and get that information from somewhere else. I found it between the cover of a book.
People so scared to be risk takers, though. You know, it's a lot of scary. Like, I think this generation coming, we're more of a chance takers.
Yeah.
Because my dad and them, they're more like, have a job.
Yeah.
401k,
get your insurance.
I ain't worked a job in about 4 years, so I ain't
shout
going back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's because I already seen the vision before the vision came. Yeah. And you said something that's important. I tell people, a vision board and a vision environment is both important.
Ooh, vision environment. I'm still in that one, bro.
So
I'll go ahead and take that. I will give credit.
The vision board is the thing you write down. Okay, so that you can see it. The vision environment is the people you write down to help you push the vision.
100%.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
so you need that vision environment every day. Yeah. So I tell people, and you know how people put the vision board down and say, I want a car, I want this, I want the money.
Yeah.
On this other board, this the vision environment. You put yourself in the middle and say, I need to be around these people. Yeah. So these people can help me get this.
100%.
A lot of people miss that part.
Yeah. And if you don't have the right people around you, you can't go to where you want to go. Where that vision is,
you can't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because people don't think like you think. So I'm trying to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
People like, oh my God. I don't know about that. I quit the railroad. They thought I was crazy. They're like, why you leaving the railroad? But I don't care about that money.
Yeah. And it's never too late either.
Nah.
It ain't never too late.
Never. So I tell people all the time, just you got to stay locked in on that vision and that goal.
You got to be crazy about it.
You got to be crazy.
The term that I use is monomaniacal. You have to be monomaniacal. We know what maniacal means. You know what mono means. One, you got to be focused so hard on that one thing that people literally, I'm not joking when I say literally think you're crazy. Like, bro, my schedule, my to-dos, my vision should be so stupidly crazy to you that you like, bro, why are you doing that? Because it's mine. Man. Like, it needs to be crazy, bro.
That's good.
It needs to be crazy.
Because before I opened the studio up, I was like, man, I'm about to open a studio for podcasters. They're like, what you talking about?
Yeah.
They
got every reason to think why it's not gonna work.
Got people renting this room out every week.
Yes, sir.
So that's why it looks different, because we move furniture around.
Yeah.
And to their liking. So
shout out to
I
you,
try
brother.
to tell people, man, like, you have to see it. Listen, this is the thing. The word believe got a word in between it. You know that word in between?
Live.
Is it live or is it lie?
Oh, it's a lie. You said believe. I thought you said
believe.
Believe.
So, believe.
Oh, believe. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so that word in between is lie.
Lie.
So you have to become delusional. That means you have to already see it before anybody see it.
Yep.
And then, so right now, me and my wife, we focus on, by next summer, building 10,000 square foot building.
Yeah.
5 podcast room. Podcast network coming.
Yeah.
5 podcast rooms. On the other side, nothing but photographer rooms.
Yeah.
And we're going to call it the digital playground for adults, for content creators.
Yeah.
And this is what it's about, because I already see it. Wrote it down, vision, seeing how much it is. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you 2 words, and you tell me, do you need both?
Okay.
Cockiness or confidence?
Both.
Tell me why.
Both. I've been called. I'm gonna look at my producer and laugh over there, Mr. Stanley. I've been called cocky and confident.
That's good.
But obviously, confident has a better perception around.
But you need.
But I think you gotta walk. And I not to get rid of the word cocky, but I think you got to have a swagger. When I walk into that business room, right, to that sales meeting, you got to have that swagger. You got to know. I'm going to take it to athletes. I've never been an athlete, but I love sports. You got to know I'm better than the guy on the other side of that field.
You better know it.
On the other side of that table.
Yes.
And even if you got to be delusional about it. Because if you don't think you better than that person you get in the ring with, that you get at that sales meeting with, or that you stand across up on that field or that court, you're not going to win, right? And for me, maybe I'm a little too competitive, but it's about winning. If I'm playing the game, I'm playing to win the game. Like, I'm not just playing for the heck of it. I'm playing to win.
We're not just in the game. We playing to win the game.
Playing to win the game.
Period.
Yeah.
Humbleness or hunger?
Both. Both. Yeah, you have to be humble, because if not, life will humble you for you.
It will.
Right? But you also got to stay hungry. I don't even see those as antonyms. I think you can't have one without the other.
I feel the same way.
Because I'm hungry because I have such humble beginnings as well. So I think you can't have one without the other.
Yeah, and I think people like to mix the two, but I'm like, you need both of them.
You got to have both.
Because it got to be in you. So, motivation or money to be successful, what you need?
You got to have both, because you can get the money and you become unmotivated. You ain't gonna have no more money, right? I think you got to have both. I think you got to have motivation and money. And I'll give you another thing. I don't think money changes people. I think money makes people more of who they are. If you were a giver, you get more money. You give more. So if you were a motivated individual, Kevin Hart, he motivated, right? He got a lot of money. He's still working.
Coming.
Right? He's still working. Why? Because he motivated.
Yeah.
The money just made him more motivated.
And I think it's good for people to hear, there's, tell us some quotes you live by, though. Like, give us some quotes that you live by, 2 or 3 of them.
Oh, man. So I got quotes for days. The one I have on my shirt right now, you're not a product of your environment. You're a product of how you respond to your environment. That gives me some control.
Okay.
Right? I'm not a victim of my circumstances. Now, I can't control the color of skin I was born with,
true.
my name, my parents, or even the neighborhood that we lived in. But I can control how I respond when I show up at school, right? Or when I put in a certain situation. And those choices, that response is what makes the difference between winning or losing and failing or succeeding, in my opinion. That's number one.
I got you.
Number two, the one that haunts me is the way you do one thing is the way you do everything.
Yes.
The way you do one thing is the way you do
That's
everything.
facts.
And so for me, I have a spotless house. But you go in my closet, it'd be like, bro, what just happened to your closet? And I had to realize that even in my business, right? For client facing, bro, we got beautiful reviews. But was our internal systems okay? Were we doing everything as efficiently as we could so we can work on getting more clients on our desk to add to the ones that we currently got, for sure. And then the last quote by Mel Robbins is, being an adult is parenting yourself and making you do the things that you don't want to do. There's so many people that, you know, and no offense, that may have CEO or BYOB in their bio, be your own boss. Hey, it's a rude awakening. When you got to be your own boss. You got to make yourself do what you don't want to do, right? You got to manage yourself. Ain't nobody there to manage you when you your own entrepreneur. It's all on you. So that's my three quotes.
And I always tell people all the time, everybody want to be an entrepreneur until it's time to pay the bills.
Yeah.
This building looks beautiful. Yeah. But you gotta pay the rent every week. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the whole mindset of like understanding exactly where we're trying to go. Yeah. What else I have for you? So your journey right now, where you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years with your journey?
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, I'm a big sports fan. A lot of NFL players say NFL stands for not for long. And when I started this video journey, I used to always joke and be like, I'm going to be 10 years in this video stuff and I'm a dip.
I'm gone.
And I'm a dip. I'm 8 years in and I'm about ready to dip. Okay. I don't think I'm going to make it to the 10 years. Okay. So you talk about 3 years from now, I see myself being able to monetize and do the content on a larger, grander scale and going out there doing the public speaking. I think that's I'm going to say professional speaking. My coach always get mad. He ain't a public speaker, you're professional speaking. You get paid for this, right? Yeah. So I see myself doing the professional speaking on a grander scale, being able to command the same salary, the same amount of monetization that I was and am commanding as a video production company.
I love it.
And then the last thing, man, is to continue to diversify the portfolio. I'm talking to my business partner right now about doing some acquisition entrepreneurship. We already got real estate, trying to get more real estate, but it's about diversifying that portfolio, continuing to learn, man. You got to continue to learn, continue to make that money work for you. That's what I see myself. And then a Porsche. If anybody was asking.
So what do you tell your 13-year-old self so that your life look different today?
Oh, man. I'm going to say don't break up with my current wife. That's number one. So shout out to the wife. Number two, one of the things that I struggle with, I feel like college gave me a lot of tools. It taught me how to read and to write. But I almost feel like if I had potentially circumvented college and went straight into the entrepreneurial route, I may be further along than what I am. Now, that's a tough one, right? That's a tough one. I would just tell myself to think about it for sure. And then the last one, man, I would say, I got a lot of them, but I would say take more risks. I know you talked about a lot of individuals are not risk takers. I would consider myself to be risk adverse, which may sound crazy. I've only had one job my whole life. I do entrepreneurship. That sounds pretty risky. But I consider myself to be pretty risk adverse. I would say to take more risks, take more big swings, man. Last thing I would tell myself, especially when it comes to doing a business. When I was 16, 17, I wanted to be a music video director. That was it. But then
that's where your passion come from.
That's where my passion comes from, right? My brother my brother is a rapper. He does music, and so I just was hanging out with big bro, started filming his music videos.
Shoot it.
Realized I can monetize it, and boom, I got a career path now. However, I deviated from that career path from a couple of things that were in my control, a couple of things that weren't. I got blinded by the money. I was the rat chasing the money. So I'm like, oh, this lawyer need a video, this Kensei need a video, this wedding need a video. And I started doing all this other stuff, but I wasn't in my purpose of doing these music videos, what I really wanted to do, what I was really passionate about. That's number one. And then number two, some of that was a byproduct of necessity. I had to pay rent. Right? I didn't have the ability to maybe have a parent that I can lean on. Of course. When I was in an internship, I was paying my own rent, the own car note, all that stuff. So I was doing the lawyer video, the wedding, the Kensei, things I didn't necessarily want to do because I realized this skill of mine could pay the rent.
I love it.
What I would have rathered was to be able to what I'm trying to do now at 30, right? Trying to bring it back, reverse engineer.
You're supposed to.
It's like, hey, this is what I'm really passionate about. I have to learn how to say no more. Like, okay, that's cool, but that don't really fit what I'm going.
Your nose become real powerful when you understand your value.
Man,
I'm gonna repeat.
And when you understand your direction,
Yes.
I didn't understand the direction. Like I said, I had to make the money, so I was in every direction. I was a mile wide, an inch deep. Right? You want to be a mile deep, an inch wide.
Man, and you know what's so crazy, and I'm gonna kind of deviate real quick because I gotta ask you this question. I've been editing videos 25 years.
Okay,
so when
you were cutting, right? You were actually cutting video. And got the actual tape and all that.
Yeah, it was. I can show you some. I got receipts.
Yeah.
So I was like one of the first people on YouTube. I got receipts.
Yeah. You ever use Sony Vegas back in the day?
iMovie.
Oh, all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I've been an Apple fan forever.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the question is, are you when you making videos, are you on your edits, are you effects heavy? Or are you clean cut?
I used to be. I think my gift as an editor is two things, and this is very overlooked because everybody want to throw effects and LUTs and everything. No disrespect. No disrespect. A lot of people like to throw effects on stuff. The two things I think have made me a good editor has been the storytelling capability.
We go.
You can give me interviews and I can piece together. And I think that's why people like the reels that I do because I'm still going. Sometimes I get the AI to do the reels.
Yeah.
I hire some contractors. But sometimes I go in there and I'm dissecting things to make the best story in that 30 seconds that I got, right?
I got you.
And I've been able to do that for 30 seconds. I've been able to do that for an hour and a half movie. We're doing that now for a 7-8 part docuseries.
Okay.
It's all about finding those interviews and telling that story. That's number one. And number two, I think that's super overlooked, pacing. It's all about pacing, right? Where and I'm sounding real artistic, say pacing, right? It's all about where you putting that music, where you putting that sound effect, where you letting the J cut breathe and things like that, right? It's all about that pacing. I think that's something that I've gained over time.
And I think with like reels and stuff, they're real catchy when the sound effects on certain parts, and when the video when the words fly in on certain parts, so it's like, you know what I'm saying, like these little things is real catchy for the eye. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And I'm watching the video, and then the person go upside down. Then they come back. I'm like, you know what I'm saying, but it's real. I had to ask that question because you talked about editing because I love editing. Yes, even though I got a couple of people working for me to edit, but I still love putting my hands on editing, man.
It's interesting, man. So I still, like I said, the video production is where I pay my bills. So it's two things that I do in the video production. I produce most of the content. So I'm getting people where they need to be, when they need to be there, making sure everything before the cameras ever roll is taken care of. And I have my hands involved in the editing before it ever goes to a client, but before it ever gets posted. Right. Everything that happens in the middle, don't really care. You don't care? I got the beginning, I got the end. I let them film, I let them do whatever shot list, whatever y'all want to do. Y'all make it beautiful. I'm gonna touch it at the beginning, I'm gonna touch it at the end. That's our quality control.
And I think that people tend to forget how gifted you have to be as an editor. Because you gotta have a vision. Some people want to edit video with no vision.
You put together puzzle pieces with blank puzzles. You got to paint the pieces and then still put the puzzle together.
Yes. So the guy that's in there editing right now, I tell him all the time, like, listen, when you make, and I'm real particular. I'm like, when you make the videos, even though it's a 30-second, a 60-second reel, I need it to tell a story and be engaging.
Yeah, 100%.
So, and not boring. I hate boring reels. I see them all the time. I'm like,
swipe.
Move on. All right, so we got a time capsule this big.
Okay.
You could put 3 things on there. Okay. 3 things in there before you die. So people can remember you by. What 3 things do you put in there?
Man, the 3 things I put in there, I'm going to go.
So people can remember. We're going to pull it up out the ground 1,000 years from now.
I'm gonna be funny with it. I'm gonna take a lighthearted. We've been so deep on the program. I'm gonna put something fun. I'm gonna put some funny stuff in there. I'm gonna put a camera.
Okay,
I'm a camera guy.
I'm
gonna put a pair of sneakers.
Okay,
right? I'm gonna put a Porsche. I'm just gonna take a materialistic. I take it funny. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna get too deep on that one. Right? I just want them to be like, he like he likes sneakers for sure. Oh, he like cars. Oh yeah, that's him. Yeah,
and I think because I ask that question all the time because every day we wake up, we aspire.
Yeah.
So like your life is ending. Yeah. Slowly.
Yeah.
But to me, what you did between that dash is what mattered.
Yeah, absolutely.
So who you impacted on your journey.
Yeah.
When somebody send me oh man, I read your book, I love it. Somebody, man, I took your podcast course and it really changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the things.
Well, and that's why I went more frivolous with my things I put in the time capsule. Because everything you just explained, it's impact and memories. Yes. I can't put that in the capsule. The impact that I had on somebody when I went and gave a speech, I can't put that in the capsule.
I got you.
Right? The impact that he made more money because of my podcasting book. I can't put that in the capsule, right? But that's the impact. That's what actually matters. So that's why I'll throw the fun stuff in the capsule. I let the impact that reverberates.
Let the people
forever.
Let the people do all the talking. And I think that's important though, because I have this thing like, imagine we got a glass right now. Yeah. The glass represents your body. Okay. We got that water bottle finna pour in all the positive energy. Okay. It fills up to the top. Mm-hmm. We take a dime and we drop the dime in the glass. The dime represents the vision that God gave you. Okay. We take a teaspoon of Coke and we just tap it in that water. Mm-hmm. What happens to that dime? We can't see it no more because it get cloudy with a teaspoon of negativity. The reason why I'm bringing this up is I believe we all should walk around like a plug. Like whatever you plug into, that person you're on the phone with, it's just going to be a good conversation tonight.
Yeah, 100%.
Whatever person you talk, whoever you connected to gives you your source back. Yeah. In order for me to be where I'm at today, job free, I don't want to put money out there because people be in my business. Yeah. Making some money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, I had to be plugged into the right people in the right situations.
I'm gonna take you one step further. There is a proverb, Sadhu Guru. He is I can't even think. Sadhu Guru has some books. I can't even think of what he calls himself. And I can't think of the exact phrase, but he talks about a flower. Mm-hmm. A flower attracts the bugs of the pollen it emits or omits, right? So it's the same way. The aura that you emit when you're walking around, that's the type of people you're going to attract to. Yeah. Right? And so you're talking about like, hey, I'm plugging into the people that are around me, right? Mm-hmm. But it's also you plugging into the options of the people that are around you. That's true. And the options that are going to be available to you to plug into is based upon, in my opinion, the type of energy that you emit.
Yes. So what you putting out. So this support, you can ask me any question you want to ask me. If you have anything you want to ask me. Yeah. Because I don't want to be like always jamming people with questions. Because man, I want to ask you this. I'm like, I'm going to open the floor to you.
Yeah, yeah. I would ask you, when you were saying, hey, I want to make that transition, I want to quit that job, right? What was your granular tips? I'm big on this millennial transition. I feel like us, these younger millennials, we starting to realize like maybe we don't like this job. Maybe we should have went back to school, or maybe we should do this. Maybe we're all in this like beginning of midlife crisis. We're, in my opinion, as millennials, we're these old young people, and we're trying to find our identity for real. So I would ask you, as someone who decided to quit the job, what things were you looking for from a granular standpoint? Was it a savings account? Was it support from the wife? Was it a vision? What were you looking for to say like, hey, it's time for me to quit the job?
Well, I had two things. First one was my wife. She was like, man, you got all these ideas, but you scared to quit. She said, you scared to quit. You scared to take a risk. She said, I'm going to keep working. You got to go take a risk. Yeah. So that was the first thing. And I was like, okay. Yeah. I was nervous, though. I'm like, I'm leaving this six-figure job. I'm over here. I'm out here by myself. Yeah. Because still today, besides the new friends I built over the last 4 years, my core friends still working for somebody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the second thing. Then I learned one thing. The second thing is, whatever you know, you can teach. So as long as you're 2 steps ahead of somebody, you can go back and teach it. Yeah. So I learned how to do my own websites, courses. I mean, matter of fact, at this point, I mean, we help so many people with courses. That's amazing. We got people coming in. We had somebody fly in from North Carolina that somebody from Houston told about us. They flew in. They spent 3 days with us. We built that whole course out. Amazing. So that shows you the power of just referrals. Yeah. So I say teach what you know and find you a good mentor that can give you that plug. Yeah. Because, I mean, once you got your products, man, this is the question. Do you want to tell your story 1,000 times, or do you want to tell it one time to 1,000,000 people?
So this is what I'm going to say. For me personally, I'm going to say both.
Okay.
Because I'm going to tell it the one time to 1,000,000 people. I get what you're saying. So you can disseminate it out there.
Yes.
But I still want to go to every single school.
I got you.
I can't.
No. I went there.
Yeah.
I went there. I'm talking about on the grand scale of like, people say, man, how you do podcasting? So I can't tell everybody. I'm like, copy, paste. Here's the link.
Oh, yeah.
That's the part I'm talking about.
Yes,
yeah. But as a speaker, man.
You got to do both.
Yes.
I want to go tell your story. I want to go look in your eyes and shake your hands, man. Yeah, absolutely.
So give us some of the, before we get off of here, I want give us some fears that you face that you are overcoming. That's the first thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think one of the biggest fears that I face, I seen it on a quote from Dr. Meghna Desani, the fear of not being liked. Man, I am a people pleaser, and it will get you in trouble, right? Because it will not allow you to be authentic in your feedback. It may not allow you to be authentic when it's time to maybe cut the cord on some things, because you wanna be palatable to everybody.
That's true.
And if you are palatable to everyone, you're not going to get to where you want to go. So one of my biggest fears is the fear of being disliked by others.
This is the thing. What made me overcome that is I wrote this acronym DNA. Okay. And the D was you are designed, the N is to notice, and the A is your assignment. Yeah. God say, when you know your assignment, just please me and do the work. Yeah. I'm going to bring the people to you. Yeah. And so since I've been my authentic self, man, so many people, they looking for me. Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? They looking for me, my personality, who I am, what I do, and what I speak on. So, I mean, that's the whole mindset. Anything else you want to ask me?
Nah, bro, this been great. I ain't gonna lie. This been dope, man.
Yeah,
been dope.
I just wanted to leave the floor open. I have one last question. Yeah. And what was it? I just had it in my brain. And I
got a question.
Okay, come on.
I got a question for you, man. I ask it on every podcast.
Okay,
so,
come on.
Hey, this is us on Secrets of Silent Success, right?
Okay.
The question I always ask people,
on.
right? A quote that I think about is, you can take the mule to the water, but you can't make them drink.
Okay.
Right? Whether it's public speaking, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's associates, whoever, any knowledge I got, I do my best to teach it to people.
Come on. Right?
But you cannot, in my opinion, make them take in the knowledge, internalize the knowledge, and use the knowledge. I want to get your opinion on that. Okay. Taking the mule to the water, can you make the mule drink it?
I call this the 193 rule.
193. Okay.
All right. So you could tell people 100% of what you know.
Yep.
All right. 90% ain't gonna take action.
Yep.
3 gonna execute. So I can go around and say, man, this is how you podcast. This is the equipment you need. I can tell you everything you want. Yeah. Only 3% gonna execute.
Yeah.
So that's my motto. It's like people trying to hold secrets, but it's not really a secret. Everything's being repurposed.
Yeah. And
you know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this, right? If you're giving out all this information, whether it's podcast, whether it's financial literacy, whether it's mindset, whether it's quitting your job, and you telling it to people that you love and that you care about, if they not falling into that 3,
I got to cut the cord.
What you do?
I got to cut the cord.
Yeah.
It's family members I don't speak to no more because their energy don't reciprocate with mine. So me and my wife, we on my own journey, because we're running. We got about 13 streams of income. So
hey, there you go. Yeah, you working.
We working. Yeah. But it's a grind though. You know what I'm saying? And it's just me and her. And I know she got my back. Like, I had to take a leap of faith, and then 2 years later, she quit her job. Yeah. But she's smarter than me. So I tell every man, make sure your woman's smarter than you.
Yeah.
If you smarter than her, it's a problem.
Facts.
She got all the degrees. So people like, even though she still do counseling, but she do it from home. Okay. Or she do it in this office. She, they got millions of kids around America that do homeschool. Yeah. And so she counseled them.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
amazing.
Oh, yeah. So she counseled them, still getting that bag. And it's twice more money, and you ain't got to go nowhere.
And you got to go nowhere.
You can pick your own time. Yeah. Freedom is the key for everybody, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think people need to know, like, man, to be free you got to be willing to sacrifice, bro.
Yeah. And because people don't even know to chase freedom because they've never been exposed to it.
Come on.
And I don't want to make it all about the material successes, but man, just as being an entrepreneur, it allowed me to be in a room and shake hands with individuals that live and experience life in such a different reality than I ever expected. I'm like, oh, we doing that?
We doing that.
And that made me be like, okay, I went from having this why of, hey, I just want to get out the rat race, I want to help my mom out, to like, oh, I got other things to aspire to because they are seeing and living an entire different life than I am. And I think that's what it's been.
And that's that environment I talked about. Once 100%. You get around that environment, you're like, oh, yeah. So, but yeah, man, look, we got a podcast gala coming up.
Okay.
I invite you, you know what I'm saying? The tickets are real cheap. To me, they cheap for a gala.
Yeah.
I'll invite you to it, man. You can check it out. But I mean, it's been a good one, man.
Yeah.
It's been some good information, though.
Yeah.
And I want, like I say, man, guys, I'm having all this information at the bottom of the screen. It's popping up.
Yes, sir.
And man, if you can leave them with something, encouraging. You got somebody right now that's like, man, that was a good conversation, but man, I don't know how I'm gonna be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Like, the last words you can give them? Give us 60 seconds, 2 minutes, whatever that's in your heart you want to give to them.
Yeah. So I enjoy doing public speaking for a living, right? And after death, public speaking is one of the top fears of human beings.
It is.
And before I ever go on stage, my hands are clammy, my heart's beating, my throat's dry, and I'm still nervous. But you know what happens to those nerves and to that fear when I start talking?
Come on.
It go away. So to take Nike's line, just do it. Whatever you're fearful of, that entrepreneurial journey, that public speaking, talking to that girl in class, whatever it is, that fear leaves when you do it.
Listen, man, as I always tell you, keep watching me like you watch TV.
Hey.
You're going to watch your mindset change and your income will grow. We see you guys in the next video. Peace.